Look at all my pretty plant babies. They're doing so good. I'll get ready to head to work. Okay, party people, it's 2 p.m. on Friday and I'm off work. Let's hope all goes well for the system conversion. There's nothing I can do now. So now I'm walking into Hobby Lobby to pick up some stuff that I'm going to make some cool jewelry, at least I hope, for my Emmett machinist. And then we'll go home and probably garden. So I'll try to film a little bit there, but I don't know. So walking into Hobby Lobby now, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Okay, Hobby Lobby was a bust because I don't have the gears that I want to craft with me. And I'm just not sure of the color, so I think I want to wait till tomorrow and come out, and so that I'm not getting the wrong color and not happy. So, okay, onward to home. Bye. Oh, I just hit you on a tree. I've been home like 30 minutes. I'm already tired. So, been working on the front beds. Oh, I've been working on those back too there. They had a lot of really packed in dirt, so I got them all finished. And then I was looking at the yard and there's lots of grass I really need to rake, so I think I'm going to do that a little bit. Alright. Oh, I've got strawberries. Oh, look. I'm zooming in. Look, strawberries. Strawberries. Yum. Okay. Rocky's stocking up on the fish. Look. Rocky. Rocky Top. Hey, girl. Hey, pretty girl. Alright, I want to go work some more. Okay, I decided not to rake yet. I want to do this back here first because this needs to go in soon, and this is in the shade and this front's still in the sun, so maybe I'll rake later. Maybe I'll get Jeremy to rake. He says no. You're in that GTA shirt. You're doing maths. What are you doing, Kenan? Maths?
No. Math. Ugh.
What's the next problem?
I don't know.
Look, Jeremy mowed around this thistle because he knows I like thistles. Isn't he sweet? Hey guys, I just finished my gardening for the evening, so I was getting ready to hop in the shower, and I thought I would check in with you guys first. This will probably be my last vlog entry for the night. Well, first I wanted to share this beautiful card that I got in the mail today from my mother-in-law. So sweet. She makes me feel so loved. I love her so much. And I also wanted to wish my grandfather a happy birthday in heaven. He raised me. I was raised by my grandparents. My mom was killed when I was 6, and my father at the time wasn't in the picture, so my grandparents took me in. So if you just want to end on a sweet note, you can stop there, because I want to share a little bit about my grandfather, and I know I'm going to get emotional because I'm feeling emotional already. So my grandfather was a great man. He loved me a lot. Although he never told me he loved me until I was probably in my 20s. And he wasn't very comfortable with saying it. But I lived in Georgia at the time, and so when I would come to visit, when I would leave, I would tell him that I loved him, or when I talked to him on the phone, I'd tell him that I loved him, and it always made him so uncomfortable. But I know he loved me. He did so much for me, and he was such a good man. I can remember at Thanksgiving and at Christmas, my church would give baskets out to the needy, and he would take me with him, and we went into some of the poorest conditions, people who had dirt for floors, and people who would just cry when we brought them food because they were so hungry. He just really stressed to me to always give to those in need. And I just don't think I do that enough. But he always had such a giving heart. Always. He would just drop what he was doing and help anybody. He was a good man and many people loved him. He was a strong man. He played softball and worked on the railroad. And he would put the lid so tight on jars and like the soda that we couldn't get them off. You know, it was always such a joke. And I tell you, everything he ever put together for me ended up broken because he would over tighten it. I mean, I just don't know how many times he would put something together for me and then it'd go like tighten, tighten, oops. Everything I owned was like that. He would strip bolts on cars. I mean, he was super strong. I was so appreciative of what he did for me. I can remember being very young and writing many, many letters to him and my grandmother about how much I appreciated them raising me. I knew that my situation could have been so much worse, that they didn't have to take me in, that I could have been in a foster home or whatever. And I was so appreciative of what they did for me, and I really just tried to be as perfect as possible for them. I tried to never get in trouble because I never wanted them to feel like to regret taking me in. You know, I really felt that burden even as a small child. I can remember that I would stump my grandfather with deep theological questions when I was younger. I've always, I guess, been a deep thinker, and I've always read my Bible, and I would read these Bible stories and in the Bible and stuff, and I would come to Dad and ask him like these deep questions like, if Cain left Eden and he went out and he found a wife, where did she come from? I think one of the best ones I asked him was, well, if Jesus needed to die for our sins and Judas had to betray him, then how come he went to hell? How come he was punished for that? Because didn't it have to happen? Looking back on that now, I find it so hilarious because that must have put him on the spot so bad. I didn't know, but he must have just, his jaw must have dropped when I asked him those questions. I have so many good memories of my dad. I can remember one time when I was marching in the parade as a pom-pom girl, and I was really scared when I got to the end of the parade because my dad was kind of short, and I thought, oh, by the way, I call my grandfather Dad. I always have. He's my dad and always will be. Now, my real father, I call Daddy. So, now you know. So, if I say Dad, I'm talking about my grandfather. So, I was wondering how I was going to find Dad. I was really worried because, I mean, there's thousands of people downtown. And as we rounded the corner for the very last stretch, I looked in the distance and I could see my grandfather standing above the crowd. He was standing on top of a fire hydrant holding on to a pole, and he was at least like 3 feet taller than everybody. And I will always remember that. I remember such a relief, and I remember laughing. And I saw him and I laughed, and he saw me and he laughed. It was awesome. My dad died of dementia. Dementia is a horrible disease. Dementia took my grandfather away from me long before he died. It was the hardest thing I ever had to go through. Watching him waste away and slip away. Until finally at the end, I begged him to go. I can remember on the day that he died, telling him, "Dad, I'm okay. You don't have to stay here for me. I'm fine. Watching you hurts and you need to go." It's hard. Dementia's hard. There was a few times that he didn't know who I was. He got so violent, he didn't understand. And then it got to the point where he couldn't eat or do anything or take care of himself at all. It was so sad. It was so sad to watch a man so strong go that way. In a lot of ways, I'm glad that he did not understand what was going on, because he would not have wanted anybody to take care of him. He never wanted to be a burden on anybody. One of the last few times that he was actually able to have a conversation with me, I said, "Dad, say, Tracy, I love you." And he said, "Tracy, I love you." I said, "Dad, say, Tracy, I'm proud of you." He said, "Tracy, I'm proud of you." I'm so glad I had him do that. That got me through so much. It did, because it was so hard to watch him slip away. And there was such heartache surrounding his passing. Me and my aunt went through a lot with my step-grandmother. And I try to forgive her, and I try to let it go, because I realized there was a lot of fear. And I know that fear makes you do bad things. Things you would never normally do. But she told the nurses and extended family and stuff that I was abusive to my dad. And I never was. I love that man. I love him dearly, and I miss him more and more every year. That hurts the most, that people actually think that maybe I was abusive to him. Because, you know, like I said, I wrote so many letters saying how appreciative I was of him. I would have never done anything in the world to hurt him. So when he passed, my step-grandmother made sure that the will was rewritten, and that me and my aunt got nothing. Not one personal effect of his, nothing. How awful that you would deny even personal effects. So all I have of him is my memories. In a lot of ways, that's sweeter, because I know he loved me. And I know if he was in his right mind, none of that would have went on. But today's his birthday, and I miss him. So if your parents are still alive, go call them, go hug them, tell them you love them, and enjoy every minute you have with them, because it could slip away. And if you're in a situation where it is slipping away, my heart goes out to you. It really does. If you're dealing with a parent that has dementia, I'm here. You know, find me on Google. Send me a message on Hangout. I'll talk to you. I'll cry with you. Because it's hard. And I didn't have anyone but Jeremy. Thank God for Jeremy. I'm thankful that there was one time when me and Jeremy were together. We were first getting serious, and Dad saw it, and he said, he gave Jeremy his blessing, and that meant so much to me. He said, take care of her. She's had a hard life. That meant so much to me, and still does. So I'm going to end it here. I'm going to take a shower and I'm just going to sit back and remember my grandfather. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.